Welcome back, amazing people. It's another great day here at Reality Uncovered, where we dive deep, uncover the truth, and explore life like never before. A huge thank you and blessings to everyone who has subscribed. Your support means everything, and may you continue to be blessed in all you do. If you're new here, don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family. Now, let's get into today's video. Africa has witnessed some of the most powerful and disciplined military forces in history, from the ancient Egyptian warriors who ruled thousands of years ago to modern forces shaping the continent today. These armies have influenced wars, revolutions, and peacekeeping missions. In this documentary, we uncover the top 10 greatest military forces in Africa, highlighting their most defining moments and the years they changed history. Stay with us as we reveal the military powers that have shaped Africa.
Number 10.
The Sudanese Armed Forces SAF Resilience and Adversity in 1956. Formed after Sudan gained independence in 1956, the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, have been at the center of some of Africa's longest conflicts. One of their most defining moments was during the Second Sudanese Civil War from 1983 to 2005, a conflict that lasted 22 years and resulted in South Sudan gaining independence. In more recent years, this AFA has played a key role in peacekeeping missions under the African Union and the United Nations, particularly in Darfur and South Sudan. Despite internal conflicts, they remain a major force in the Horn of Africa. Number 9. The Libyan National Army, LNA, Strength Through Strife. Under Muammar Gaddafi, Libya became home to one of Africa's most well-equipped militaries. After Gaddafi seized power in 1969, Libya's military was one of the most advanced in Africa, with Soviet-built fighter jets, tanks, and missile systems. Number 8. The Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF, the legacy of Adwa. Ethiopia is the only African nation that successfully resisted European colonization thanks to the legendary Battle of Adwa in 1896. Ethiopian warriors led by Emperor Menelik II defeated the Italian colonial army, securing Ethiopia's independence. That put ENDF on number 8. Now let's move to number 7, the Tanzanian People's Defense Force, TPDF, the army that took down a dictator. In the 1970s, one of Africa's most feared leaders, Idi Amin of Uganda, ruled with an iron fist, committing numerous human rights abuses. But in 1978, when he made a fatal mistake by invading Tanzania, he faced one of the biggest military defeats in African history. The Tanzanian People's Defense Force, TPDF, alongside Ugandan rebels, launched a full-scale invasion in 1979, overthrowing Idi Amin's government and forcing him into exile. This was one of the few times in modern African history where one African country successfully invaded another to remove a dictator. Today, the TPDF is a well-organized force involved in peacekeeping missions across Africa, ensuring regional stability. Number 6, the Royal Moroccan Armed Forces, Defenders of the Desert. Since gaining independence from France in 1956, Morocco has built one of the strongest militaries in Africa. During the Western Sahara War from 1975 to 1991, the Royal Moroccan Armed Forces fought against the Polisario Front, securing control over most of Western Sahara. Today, Morocco has one of the most modern air forces in Africa, with advanced F-16 fighter jets and missile defense systems. Their military also plays a crucial role in UN peacekeeping missions, especially in Africa's Sahel region. Now, we are going to dive into top 5. Before we do, let me first remainder you from number 10 to number 6. Remember to subscribe if you don't, so that we keep growing together as family of Reality Uncovered, and you're going to be the one who getting our uncovered story day by day.
Number 10.
The Sudanese Armed Forces SAF. Number 9. The Libyan National Army, LNA. Number 8, the Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF. Number 7, the Tanzanian People's Defense Force, TPDF. Number 6, the Royal Moroccan Armed Forces. Now let's move to number 5, the Nigerian Armed Forces, Guardians of West Africa. Since Nigeria's independence in 1960, its military has been a regional powerhouse. During the Nigerian Civil War from 1967 to 1970, the army successfully defended national unity against the secessionist Biafra movement. One of Nigeria's greatest military contributions has been its role in peacekeeping. Nigerian troops were key in the ECOMOG missions 1990S, helping to restore peace in Liberia and Sierra Leone. Today, the Nigerian armed forces lead the fight against Boko Haram, playing a major role in counterterrorism operations across West Africa. Number 4, the Rwanda Defense Forces, RDF. From genocide to peacekeepers. In 1994, Rwanda was devastated by the genocide against the Tutsi, where nearly 1 million people were killed. The Rwanda Defense Forces, RDF, led by Paul Kagame, ended the genocide by defeating the extremist government forces, bringing peace to the country. Since then, the RDF has transformed into one of the most disciplined and effective militaries in Africa. They have been actively involved in UN peacekeeping missions in Sudan, Central African Republic, and Mozambique. Rwanda's military is now recognized as a global force for stability and humanitarian missions. Number 3, the Algerian People's National Army, APN, the Warriors of Independence. Few military forces in Africa have a legacy as revolutionary and impactful as the Algerian People's National Army, APNA. Their greatest achievement was leading Algeria's War of Independence from 1954 to 1962 against French colonial rule. The National Liberation Army, ALN, which later became the APNA, fought a brutal war against one of the world's most powerful military forces at the time. France had over 500 soldiers stationed in Algeria, yet the determined Algerian fighters, using guerrilla tactics, forced France to grant Algeria independence in 1962. This victory wasn't just for Algeria, it inspired anti-colonial movements across Africa from Angola to Zimbabwe. The APNA played a key role in protecting Algeria's sovereignty, especially during the Sand War, 1963, against Morocco, and the fight against Islamic extremists in the 1990s Civil War. Today, Algeria has one of the largest military budgets in Africa and possesses advanced weaponry including Russian Sukhoi and MiG fighter jets, submarines, and armored tanks. The APNA remains one of Africa's most powerful and well-funded military forces, ensuring security in North Africa and beyond. Number 2. The Ugandan People's Defense Force, UPDF, from guerrilla warfare to regional power. The Ugandan People's Defense Force, UPDF, rose to power through a revolutionary struggle that changed the course of East African history. The military's legacy began in 1981 when Yoweri Museveni and his National Resistance Army, NRA, launched a 5-year guerrilla war against the dictatorship of Milton Obote, and later Idi Amin's forces. By 1986, the NRA had successfully overthrown the Ugandan government, transforming into the UPDF, a force that has since shaped the stability of East Africa. The UPDF's biggest impact came in the 1990s and 2000s, when they launched military operations that led to the defeat of the Lord's Resistance Army, LRA, led by the infamous warlord Joseph Kony. Their military campaigns pushed the LRA out of Uganda, reducing their brutal attacks on civilians. Beyond Uganda's borders, the UPDF has been deeply involved in international peacekeeping missions, especially in Somalia, where they are the largest force within the African Union mission in Somalia, Amaze. Uganda's military presence has helped combat al-Shabaab militants, protecting both Somalia and the broader East African region from terrorist threats. The UPDF is one of the most battle-tested forces in Africa today, with specialized counterterrorism units, well-trained commandos, and an increasing Air Force presence. Their role in regional peacekeeping and military dominance makes them one of Africa's greatest modern forces. Number 1. The Egyptian Armed Forces, the power of pharaohs. The Egyptian armed forces have a legacy dating back to 3100 BC when pharaohs ruled Egypt. Ancient Egypt's military, under leaders like Ramses II, conquered vast territories using chariots, archers, and elite warriors. In modern history, Egypt played a key role in the Arab-Israeli Wars, especially the Yom Kippur War, 1973, where they launched a surprise attack against Israel. Today, Egypt has one of the largest and most advanced militaries in Africa, with M1 Abrams tanks, F-16 fighter jets, and a strong navy in the Mediterranean. From the ancient pharaohs to modern peacekeepers, these military forces have shaped Africa's past, present, and future. Some have defended their nations from invaders, while others have led peacekeeping missions that saved millions of lives. Which military force do you think had the greatest impact? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Reality Uncovered for more deep dives into history and power. See you in the next one.